The Versace empire emerged from humble beginnings as a small atelier to global recognition. Today, the Versace brand offers a wide range of products, from men's and women's clothing collections to interior design. Gianni Versace brought fame to the house. He was born in 1946 in Italy. Little Johnny helped his mother Francesca Versace in her small atelier from a young age. That's where his boundless love for fashion began. Johnny made his first dress at 9. He also drew sketches of evening gowns for famous personalities. At school, he often got in trouble because he was distracted by fashion and focused on cutting and sewing. Johnny's unusual interests often got him into trouble, requiring parental intervention. Eventually, after barely finishing school, his mother insisted that 18-year-old Johnny continue working at the Atelier, as she couldn't manage all the orders alone. Johnny explored Europe's fashion scene by attending shows. Johnny made a name for himself by discovering fashion in Europe. At 22, he created his first collection, which brought him fame beyond his hometown. A businessman invited him to Milan in 1970. Milan was a fashion capital at the time. Brands like Florinia Flowers, Salvatore Saadini, and Azio Nikasai invited Johnny to design a summer collection for a Milan show. This brought major success and marked a turning point in fashion. Johnny went on to create fall and winter collections. His brother Santo, a fresh business graduate, visited Johnny in 1976. Santo came on board to support Johnny with the financial operations. A year later, their sister Donatella joined them as PR director. In 1978, the Versace family officially opened the Gianni Versace fashion house, and despite the role division, Johnny personally oversaw all work processes. The fashion house's logo has meaning. Inspired by Greek mythology, Johnny chose a replica of Medusa's head. He was one of the few who opted for such a complex emblem for a fashion house. In Johnny's view, Medusa symbolizes feminine power and a transformation from beauty to monster. This choice was entirely intentional. Medusa represents beauty and fatal allure in classical Greek art and philosophy. She's a synthesis of beauty and simplicity that literally paralyzes and hypnotizes. Gianni Versace's first women's collection, still considered one of his best works, was created that same year. The next year, the Versace house debuted a men's collection and launched an advertising campaign that caused a sensation. Glamour and extravagance. It became the motto of Versace. Johnny invited celebrities and friends to his shows. Among them Princess Diana, Elton John, Madonna, Sting, and others. He also invited wealthy people. His shows were more than fashion displays. They were spectacular performances with top models paid 3 times more than newcomers. Other designers used 3 or 4 top models, but Johnny staged shows with 16 top fashion personalities. Theatrical productions were staged with musicians and choreographers. Every Versace show became front-page news, making the designer's name famous not just in Italy, but worldwide. Fashion must be capricious and extravagant, said Versace. His collections combined passion and drama with Italian neo-Baroque flair. Not everyone supported his approach. He was considered quite vulgar in London. Armani's fashion house rejected Versace, accusing him of turning haute couture into a porno show. Despite criticism, he continued and found his audience. By the late 1980s, celebrities worldwide wore his designs. In 1981, the Versace family released the first women's floral fragrance, Gianni Versace, and in 1986, the men's Saint Laurent. They didn't stop there and introduced new lines of exclusive furniture and tableware, which were also successful. Madrid's first boutique opened in 1988, spanning 600 square meters. Johnny's approach was to open his own franchise boutiques. Europe and Asia were the first to show interest in franchise purchases. Asia made up 25% of sales by the mid-90s. Versace launched its watch collection in 1989. There were many concerns about the high cost and risk of this collection. But despite staff doubts, Versace was confident, and the collection turned out successful. Fashion house launches youth line, accounting for 10% of sales. Revenue reached about 159 billion lira, with a net profit of 7.6 billion lira. But in the 90s, Gianni Versace wasn't focused on profit. He was driven by creativity. A boutique opened on Bond Street in London in 1992. It cost the company $6 million. The brand's rapid expansion caught analysts' attention. They highlighted its manufacturing and managerial flexibility. In 1994, Europe remained the company's largest market, accounting for half its annual revenue. That year, Santo and Gianni announced plans to make the U.S. their primary export market and increase sales there to 30%. At the time, North America accounted for 20%. They aimed to achieve this by setting up a subsidiary in the U.S. and opening a 9-story boutique in New York, followed by a stock market listing. Global fame also brought global problems. Gianni was rumored to have mafia ties and money laundering charges before his death. He was found guilty of bribing 2 tax inspectors. Trials and protests followed, but the reputation was lost. 6 European store thefts in 1996 cost $320,000. Even more damaging was the flood of counterfeits, which hurt sales. Versace's death sparked theories. Some cite his sexual orientation. Others say he owed the mafia huge sums. Versace was murdered at his peak, shaking his business. The company was seen as doomed without its founder. Despite the tragedy, the murder caused a sales spike. Revenue hit $550 million. Donatella continued the business with a new collection after her key role in previous ones. This led to declining sales and fueled rumors about the brand's uncertain future. Debt rose from 1998 to 2001. Cash flow came from selling Gianni's real estate and 24 Picasso works in his collection. Donatella wasn't taken seriously and was seen as a pale imitation of her brother. Versace entered hotel business in 2000. The first hotel opened on Australia's Gold Coast. That same year, brand sales got a boost when singer Jennifer Lopez wore a Versace dress to the Grammys. But this didn't solve the problems. Product lines kept shrinking and reviews became scandalously mixed. In 2006, after years of losses, Versace posted a $19 million profit. A year later, sales grew by 30%, and a €1.5 million debt from 2005 turned into 11 million euros in assets. Donatella also saw some success. Her women's collection, in September 2007, received positive reviews. The company improved in other areas too. For example, in 2005, accessories accounted for just 4% of sales, but by 2008, that figure rose to 40%. The company became a luxury creator in the 2000s. They worked on car interiors, yachts, designer furniture and tableware, decorative tiles, and more. The global crisis of 2008 brought a leadership change at Versace. John Giacomo Ferraris became CEO of Versace, which was carrying an €80 million debt. He transformed the company's policy, underwent a major overhaul, and cut 25% of the workforce. He promised that by 2011, Versace would become profitable again. After many trials and errors, Versace opened its first boutique in Beijing in 2011 under a new concept. The boutique was located in Summerton North Village. The total area of the store was 500 square meters. Special Italian tiles, once part of a Roman church, covered the first floor. That same year, a collaboration was launched with the famous brand H&M. Prices ranged from $18 to $300 per item. A year later, they decided to repeat the collection. By the end of 2011, as Ferrari had promised, Versace became profitable, earning 8.5 million euros. 2012 saw major expansion in China, the USA, Brazil, and Europe. One of the company's main innovations was launching an e-commerce website, followed by a mobile app. By 2015, e-commerce accounted for just 2% of total sales. The year before, Versace had 137 stores worldwide. Company profits rose 30%, led by the US market. That same year, the company opened 40 more boutiques. Successful collections led to another round of financial growth. Profits jumped 28%. In 2016, another hotel was opened in Dubai. Its standout feature was a beach with cooled sand. That same year, Ferrari stepped down as CEO due to forecasts of declining sales caused by reduced tourist traffic in major European cities. The new CEO became Jonathan Ackroyd, former head of the Alexander McQueen brand. Plans were made to invest 50 million euros in e-commerce. In 2018, the American company Michael Kors Holding Ltd., known for producing clothing and bags, acquired 20% of Versace shares. The deal was worth 1.8 billion euros. In January 2019, Gianni Versace SRL joined Capri Holdings Limited, a new global luxury fashion group that also includes brands like Michael Kors and Jimmy Choo. To this day, despite the tragic death of its founder, repeated financial downturns, and massive debts, the Versace brand has preserved its original vision of extravagant collections. Like and subscribe, friends. See you soon.